Well, then I guess. Hey, let's get this thing rolling, shall we, guys? We're gonna do a quick intro. Quick intro. Get this thing started. Get this thing started. How we all doing? How we all doing? Leave a like, leave a sub. Let's get this thing going, shall we? Hey, what the hell? Bruh. Bruh. I had no freaking clue. Dude, I had no freaking clue. There is no way. There is no stinking way. Well, I guess I can still watch it. All things considered, technically speaking. Dude, look at this. The Penguins. Look at what the Penguins are doing to the Avalanche. Hold on. Maybe I might just hold on. Maybe we might just do something here. Actually, hold on. Let me. Okay. I just had to double check that was still on and working. I had no clue. See, I haven't looked at any sports today, and so I had no clue that. I had no clue that there were. I mean, I figured there were games today. I just lost track of time and didn't see anything. So I had no clue that the Penguins and the Avalanche were playing today. But let me turn this on. Clearly, we did something right. But you know what I mean. Clearly, the Penguins did something right though, because look at the score. I did see, the last thing I saw with the Penguins was there were talks about Crosby and his return. See what we got here. Well, that's fun. Avalanche wore their throwback jerseys, which I've heard a lot of mixed emotions about when the Avalanche wear these Nordique jerseys. Same with Carolina, when the Carolina Hurricane wear their not Thrashers, Whalers, the Whalers jerseys, because it's like, this isn't your team. Hey, let's skip sports here and hop over to a different league. Kind of with what's going on with the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans battling over who can wear the Oilers jersey and have the Oilers colors, but still not associate or affiliate themselves with the name Oilers. Yeah, they did was it a rebrand? What was... Here, let's look it up. The Houston Oilers. I'd already know. Here we go. Because this has probably been searched up thousands of times with the new, Houston Oilers relocated to Tennessee after the 96 season, becoming the Tennessee Oilers, and then later the Titans in 1999. Yes, which is why, so then why do the Houston Texans wear Oilers colors? Which, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty tough. This is super tough. I'd get behind this. You want to pay homage, because the other thing too is Houston University also has its kind of throwback, which I think they got sued or something. There was something around this jersey, like they got in trouble wearing that jersey. The Houston Texans incorporated their iconic Oilers light blue, officially branded as the H-Town Blue, in their 2024 union, as a nod to the city's football history, as a direct response to fan demand. Well, now here's the thing, though. I can now see why it's an argument, though, because this Houston team is not the Oilers that left to Tennessee. This is an expansion team. I can see why that's a whole debacle and argument. And You know who gets to have ultimate bragging rights though? Let's cut through all this fat and say who actually gets bragging rights. Whichever one of you can win a Super Bowl first. There you go. Whichever team can win the Super Bowl first, you get to call yourselves Oilers and wear Oiler colors. There you go. There you go. You guys couldn't figure it out, you know. So again, clean look. It's a clean look. No hate. No hate on it. Okay, but let's talk a little bit of sports. This is cool. I had no clue the Penguins and the Avalanche were playing tonight. And usually 9 out of 10 times, unless the game is on ESPN, which it is on ESPN, Avalanche games, Blackhawk games, which is so weird, Utah games, Vegas games, just depending, Oiler games, just depending, they're blacked out. Like they get the King games also. Like sometimes I'll be able to see a Duck game, but then I won't be able to see a Kings game, and it's like, what the hell? Y'all are both based out of California. Like it's the blackout region restrictions. I wanted to talk about this because this was something that happened today. Venezuela beat Italy 4-2. I had no clue. Looked like a whole bunch of singles. And I'll admit, I didn't do my part. I didn't watch this game. I forgot this game was tonight. Venezuela rides 3-run inning to win over Italy, advances. Well, that's a big deal. 3 runs in 1 inning. No, that's a huge deal. I saw this too. This is actually probably one of the first things I saw in the feed when I woke up this morning is SGA the runaway for favorites MVP. Some basketball channels that I watch and stuff, they were talking about it. Like they had him, Wemby, Jokic, Brunson, SGA. Truthfully, I'm going to be honest. This is just me. I would say you can go. Here's the thing. The easiest way, you can go average of points per game. Which, where's Bam? How much did they probably vetoed everything about Bam and just kept him. Bam Adebayo. Yep, they kept him at 20. That is so funny. They're like, yeah, no, you're 83. It's going to mess with your overall average, so we'll keep you at 20. Which maybe, who knows, maybe his average was like 17 a game. And then, yeah, because his 80-something a game, it would have shot him up here to at least like 24 or something. Just because, like, with the numbers. Anyways, but the way, if I'm going to be, like, totally transparent, the way I look at MVPs kind of is, if you took that player off of the team, how successful would they be? I mean, I've seen countless jokes, and if you've seen the jokes, you get the meme, where people talk about how there are some games where the Lakers are doing better without LeBron. And, like, I kind of go, okay, if you take Luka off the Lakers, are they as good as they are? If you take SGA off the Thunder, what's their record? Which, the fact that the Thunder, their starting 5, I don't know how many games now this deep into the season. I don't know the official statistic for how many games that they've played together, but there was something where their starting 5 had not played 15 games together yet, and they had over 30 wins. Like, it was some absurd, crazy stat like that. But, like, I mean, Maxey, Jokic, it's probably not going to go to Kawhi just because of how old Kawhi is. I think age is kind of a factor in here. I'd give it to Cade Cunningham. Okay, so Cade Cunningham is 13th in points per game. So you can look at it from points per game, because who is the pure scorer of the league? You could look at it that way. and then just go based off of pure, quote, ethical buckets. I heard that term the other day after Bam's 80. You do that. The other thing that I think is we've got to look at standings somehow of how, if Cunningham wasn't on Detroit's not the 1 seed. Something like that, where I doubt if Wemby, we saw what the Spurs were without Wemby. We've seen what the Spurs have been the last handful of seasons. After the departure, of the original core that was with them in those final runs in like 2013, 2014, the early 2000s, like after Duncan, after Kawhi, after all of them, we saw what the Spurs were. They were the bottom of the Western Conference type team. And then when you get Wemby, look at this. They got 49 wins. So I'd put them in consideration with that stat alone. Hold on, what the hell? Why is this not? No! Oh, okay, there we go. See, I knew it was working. It's got to be working something. Whoops, wrong buttons. Hello, sorry, wrong buttons. Anyways, what else? I'll look up that. I think Curry's still sitting. Yeah. What else happened in the NHL? Timmy Panarin came back to the Garden. It's a shame he didn't win a cup with the Rangers. Stinks. Hey, the Mammoth beat the Stars. That's a big win. Because, hey, look at that though. Rangers not getting a win at home. That's funny. That is super funny. Wait, let's go back to the NBA though, because we were talking a little bit about. So I would look at, for example, Brown, Brunson, or Cunningham. You can even look at Donovan Mitchell here, SGA, Wemby, or Luka. Those would be your six finalists, 7 finalists. You could throw Jokic in there just because it is Jokic, and I would then go from the top seeded teams, and whichever. You look at the league. Considering how much of a jump Detroit took from last season to this season, that's where I'd have to say, okay, give it to somebody on the Spurs or Detroit Pistons, and that's where, okay, give the MVP to Wemby or Cunningham. That's what I would do. Like if I was the commish and I was in charge or something, because SGA got it last year, but I'm not. I don't know. It's weird. But you would also have to look at, I don't know, I'd probably want to follow the games in this season a little bit closer than I have, and you'd have to look into each and every single game and go, well, here they are against, a plus 500 team, a plus 500 team, plus 700 team, and it's like, okay, 27, 35, 35, he sat this game. That's what this, what this tells me is that he was sitting that game. That's what this tells me. I'd give it to Jokic too, also, and the reason why is I'd tip the cap a little bit to defense and go, okay, out of the stats, because there's no real, the only stat that kind of tells you how dominant you are on defense, the giveaway would be blocks or rebounds. But there's also, because it's the unseen stat of, wow, we just saw, Nikola picked up their forward or something outside the 3, and like the play had to totally swing and go a different direction, because when the ball was near Jokic and his defense, only 3 buckets were made all game. like you can't measure a stat like that but with today's NBA you probably could find a stat metric for that of how when Nikola was in, whether on that defender or within the vicinity of like, okay, we can't drive the lane because Jokic is sitting there under the hoop, so we got to kick it out for a 3-pointer. Like, he affected that play. I don't know how you would measure a stat like that, but if you combine that with points, like their percentage of points, whether they're averaging 22 a night, 25 a night, or whatever, you do that, and then their overall impact on how good is the team, because we're not going to give an MVP to a 5th seed guy, a 6th seed team that is almost out of the playoffs and have to play in the play-in. That's ultimately probably where I would put. That's where I would put an MVP, unless they have a weird anomaly season like Westbrook's triple doubles, Steph Curry threes. If they have a cool, like, let's say they try to chase, I think John Stockton has the record. I could be wrong. I'm going with assists. You know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to talk about assists. But I want to know the single season assist record NBA. It's probably John Stockton. Yep. And the total assists for a single season is 1,001. Now, if there's a player, that whatever team, I would like, again, this is a hypothetical, if I'm the commissioner of the NBA, if we have Jason Tatum and he goes for 1,170 assists in one single season, and his team is the 2 seed Celtics or the 3 seed Celtics or something in that year, even if they get bounced in the second round, there's parts of me, because he set that record, you got to give him the MVP. Because, I mean, it's one of those, I don't know. Now, with the scoring title and LeBron beating the scoring title, could you have debated and put him there? Maybe. Like, in fact, if I'm not, scoring record, that happened in the 23 season. Okay, so it happened in the MVP 2023 voting results. Was LeBron even nominated? I want to see if LeBron, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, which I remember people talked about how Jokic was robbed. Giannis, I've noticed Giannis isn't in the mix anymore. LeBron's not even on the list, which, it is what it is. But I would have, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Also sitting, if you sit games, not in my league. If you sit, your chances of winning the MVP go down. So I do like how there's that 65 game rule or something like that. There's a cutoff. All right. Anything to see in March Madness brackets? Everybody's going crazy. How far can they get? Oh, I'll tell you exactly how far they get. Their first challenge, here's what their first challenge is going to be. It's going to, again, if they play Ohio State and they come out slow, either Ohio State or St. John's. Like, because it's just, we have seen this, and I think I talked a little bit about this in my bracket, like, prediction, like, first impressions. Duke, it doesn't matter if it's Duke. It doesn't matter if Duke went undefeated. They're the 1 seed. They're the 1 overall. They're a 2 seed. We have seen in the past, and the past has shown us with the history of college basketball and March Madness. The one seed doesn't mean anything. Because you look through the records and stuff. Um, the last the last true number one overall to win it was it was I don't know if it was that North Carolina year in 2017 or because like Virginia in 2019 no, Villanova in 2016 also no, Baylor in 21 no, like the number one overall team, they sometimes they don't even make it out of the round of 32. Like Bama lost to San Diego State. Um, we saw how far the number ones got last year. They, it was all chalk. I feel like there will be a little bit more madness this year versus last year. The year before in 24, the number one overall, it might have actually been UConn. Hold on, let's go to brackets. Oh shit. Okay, so Duke was the number one overall. And then in 23-24, quit doing that shit. Like it'll load and then okay, so it was UConn. UConn was the last number one true overall team to win. But you look at their body of work. Let's go look at their body of work that year. 15 ranked Texas, 9 ranked. Go away. Go away. Jeez Louise. I'm doing something here. 15th ranked Texas, 9th ranked, 10th ranked, 18th ranked, 4th ranked, 8th ranked, 10th ranked. So top 10 wins, top 25 wins. They won the Big East title, and then look at these. So we did have 2-1s in the national championship that year. Interesting. Beat Bama in the Final Four, Illinois in the region final. I kind of remember this a little bit. I remember this a little bit, how they kind of touted it somewhat as a rematch a little bit. But, dude, look at what they freaking did to him. They pantsed him by 30. Like that, All right. Anyways. So, we will just have to see. All right. Mm. And then UMBC has a chance to go play. Nope, Long Island's playing Arizona. Who? UMBC's either playing Michigan or Florida, so yeah. This has upset written all over it somewhere along the lines. Yeah. So, anyways. All right, people. We are going to let me go Let's sweep through one more time. I feel bad too because we haven't talked about. I'm seeing some of the, um, like I saw that Christian Kirk signed with the 49ers as well with Mike Evans. I haven't given a video reaction and talked about. Oh, and then also, yeah, we can have this be the last one. I didn't realize, and it's actually very true that the Chiefs have, like, we totally kind of looked over this, which I can understand why, because it's like it's Mahomes, you know what I mean? But when Mahomes got injured, was week. What? It's like week 15? Oh, week. Oh, yeah, December 14th. So, super late into the season. I didn't even realize this because I didn't kind of put two and two together that it's kind of like with Tatum's injury and Halliburton's injury on with how injured they got, how late into the season they got injured. It doesn't mean automatically that they're going to be there and ready to go when the next season starts. And so that kind of to me explains why because I saw reports too. I don't even know if it's final. Somebody said that Russell Wilson was on the Chiefs. I guess two L's. Oops. Okay, so that was a lie. Okay, so then Fields. Okay, so it does show that Justin Fields. Okay. Okay, so it didn't. Okay. Jake Hayner. They brought Jake Hayner over. Okay. Okay. Because we know who the top guy is. We know who the dude is over there. But I didn't think that yes, there is the real possibility of if Mahomes is not back in time, he's gonna because he's not playing in the preseason. Let's not, not, you know. Well, can't you recover from an ACL 6 months? ACL recovery time 6 to 12 months. He got injured in December. 6 months is June. But again, for him to be back at 100%, because he's north of 30, right? I could see it. I could see him being back by at least like. This almost sounds very irreverent to compare it to Tom Brady, but you know how Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games, and so they had Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, and then one other dude. Tom Brady backup QBs during 2016 suspension. Jimmy G, Jacoby Brissett, and somebody else. Oh, it was okay. So then it must have been Garoppolo for 2. Yeah, he was injured in week 2, and then Jacoby Brissett went weeks 3 and 4. Which, by the way, they went 2-0, and then that was the year they proceeded to still win the Super Bowl. But I'm thinking if he's not good to go and he's not 100% ready, they don't give him the green light to go till oh right, they have not released the official. Well, let's look here. Hold on. Chiefs 2026 schedule. This will come out later, but we can imagine who some of their okay. Yeah. That's actually pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny. So home opponents, I could see the Colts being, no thanks. Could you see where Sunday Night Football Week 4 return for Kenneth Walker? You know what I mean? Chiefs go play the Seahawks Sunday Night Football Week 4 last week of September type thing. I could see that's where this one goes. Bengals could be middle of the season. I could see the Bills and the Bengals be a 2 or 3 game slate where they'll play the Niners in like the first 3 weeks, then the Seahawks week 4, week 5, and then they'll play like the Broncos and the Chargers or the Broncos and the Raiders in back to back, and then they'll go Bills, maybe catch someone else over there in the East, and then just stay in the East for 3 straight weeks where they'll play the Bills, I don't know, Eagles, because the Eagles came to Kansas City last year, so they played Bills, Eagles, and then Bengals, something like that, and then anyways, but you shelve him for the first 4 weeks, first 5 weeks if it takes that long, and then by week 5, first game in October, if he's not if he's still kind of iffy, you wait for them and then give him the green light to go. Then I don't know, because because if in the beginning of the season, your first games, Cardinals, you throw the Jets in there, you throw the Dolphins and the Falcons, or the Raiders and the Chargers, because I know you got 1-1 here and there. You're not going to risk Mahomes' health and safety on a week 3 game in Arrowhead against the Raiders. You're not. Especially, it's going to be Mendoza's 3rd start, and it's good. Chiefs are winning that. Well, maybe. I don't know. We saw how the Chiefs did without him, so I would say... Oh, so apparently they're not playing the Eagles. That was just me ranting and raving and not playing the Eagles. But they are playing. So it looks like the West is their alternate because they got Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals. So, anyways, don't risk Mahomes' safety to come back early and play the Jets. That'd be super silly. But I can definitely see Kenneth Walker having to take on a bigger role right away if he's still injured. But then as far as starters go, I don't know. I would say it would probably be Fields. But then if Fields goes 0-3, you know what I mean? 0-2, 0-3 to start the season, he's probably going to get cut. And then it's like, well, it's fun while it lasted. I don't know. But that would be if Mahomes can come back. But, there's parts of me where it's we've seen people come back from injuries where it's I wouldn't even put it out of the realm of, oh, no, that's not even possible. Wouldn't even think that if if he's ready to go and he's playing week 1 opening night. Would not be surprised either. Would not put that past him, just considering how successful Mahomes has been lately. And we've seen the off-season training videos he does, so. All right. That'll be it, people. Those are my thoughts about Justin Fields. Justin Fields going to the Chiefs because he's not going to be the starter. I'd even argue. I'd argue and say that Fields, like Kyler Murray, and who else could you throw into that category? Not Tua, because Tua got a multi-year deal. McCarthy. You could throw J.J. McCarthy. You could throw Michael Penix into this conversation. Maybe Sam Howell and Sam Hartman, those kind of backups. Where Kenny Pickett, you could also throw Kenny Pickett into that mix. Where I really don't know if they're going to get a start in the NFL, just with how the NFL moves and with how fast pace is not the right word, because it's more of results, with how result paced it is, where we've seen Justin Fields' max at the Bears. We saw it. We saw what he was like with the Steelers. And then they benched him for Russell Wilson, which, in fact, I mean, I've made this point before where it kind of, there is some truth behind people who make the claims of, like, watch how much a team prepares for a rookie quarterback and what they do in preparation to get ready for him and to make it a little bit easier. Because you'll look at how, and maybe I could be wrong, maybe if I go double check and look back and go, try to throw it back to 2021 and in that mindset of, let's go look at the offseason moves that the Bears made in 2021 right after they drafted him. Or what about the Jets? What did the Jets do? Or the Jaguars after the Jags took Trevor Lawrence at 1 and then the Jets took Zach Wilson at 2? What kind of moves did they make? But I say this because we saw what looked like the Raiders just absolutely fleecing the Ravens and taking Max Crosby right back. But we saw that, and we saw some other key additional guys on the, bringing over to the defensive side of the football for the Raiders to improve that defense. Are they building a little bit more than what the Bears did for Fields? Or are they, because we're seeing what Cam Ward and the Titans, we've seen kind of the moves that the Titans have made for Cam Ward. So I don't know. I can go double check on that, but we'll just see. I'm kind of convinced it might be the end of the road. But with what we saw with Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl this past season, dude, freaking, for all we know, let's go look at players. Or here we go. You're gonna like this. We'll scroll all the way down to like the middle of the pack, guys. For all we know, guys like Kyle Allen or Brett Rippon or Keaton Slovis, Drew Lock, even though Drew Lock technically, yes, is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Zach Wilson, who knows? Their career could take that, redemption path of Sam Darnold, and all they need is the right team. So, yeah. Which, yeah, that. How many teams has Zach Wilson been on? Which, again, look at this QB room. Bruh. Yeah, because right now we could still have Tua. We could have Tua win a Super Bowl with. We could be seeing or dude, Geno Smith. He's going back to the Jets, man. You don't know. You do not know. You don't know. They could win it. I can't even say that with a straight face. Okay, we're going to stop yapping. I've yapped way too long. Let's get into a gaming stream because we got a game. It has been too long, so let's game a little bit. I'm going to end and wrap up this side of the stream, guys. But give me 2 seconds. We'll roll over. As you can hear from the game, I think you know what we're playing. it up, bruh. I just wonder, how does one get to 99,000? That is, I've run into, like, lately in my latest Mario Kart streams. I mean, this group has a couple 99,000s. Yeah, it's just like, do they go outside? Do they touch grass? Am I racing a Reddit mod? What's going on?
Let's go! Let's go!
thoughts are out tonight, dude. I don't like. Holy shit, bitch. No.
Let's go!
Smoke. Getting smoked. I might do two or three more races and then we'll call it. that was not 200cc. That was freaking glitched, dude. There's no way in hell that was 200cc. That was... We're banging all over the place. That was... Alright. We might do two or three more and then we'll call it a night if I can podium. I should podium now because it's like, hey, we just got third. But I think 2 or 3 more, but next podium we're probably going to wrap up the stream. even got 20. Ooh, 20 big ones, bro. I don't think I've ever gotten 20 points ever in any Mario Kart race. Like 20's a lie. It's probably because the party. Yeah, we'll end it on that. We're gonna end it on that. Nope. Yes. Alright, people. We are going to end the stream here. I thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me tonight. Go check out my, if you want, my recent video where I did some shorts on some sports stuff. But I will see you guys in the next stream. Peace out.